fate befallen of many a Sears that are connected to malls? Well, I've seen in retail groups in Facebook. Spirit Halloween is taking over the husk of a store. And if you look over through here, someplace a little bit familiar, and Carson's. Yep, I'm back at Northfield Square Mall. It's been a couple years, but I guess we'll see how things are looking. Here's to another episode of Mall Aesthetics. Here's to another episode of Mall Aesthetics indeed. Now, 4 years ago, I was coming back from picking up the battle van in Illinois, and I decided to go on a trip. Now, some of y'all know that I visited the remains of Lincoln Mall. Visited the Lincoln Square Mall out in Champaign-Urbana. And I hit a couple other places like Eastgate Mall in Tennessee. But we're here at Northfield Square Mall, going in the food court like usual, seeing how empty it is. Compared to then, there are a few spots in here, which is good. I know the mall manager is trying, but given that the only anchor is now the movie theater, the swing is pretty dead with a couple exceptions. Now at this time, new water fountains were added and some were uncapped, which was actually very nice to see. This was one of the ones that was uncapped, and the one over at the JCPenney was also uncapped. I don't remember comparatively to the previous time I recorded, but I'm pretty sure the cap show was already gone, as was the GameStop. But Off the Wall is still there, which was a former Walden Books. Former by what is it, a good 20 years now? And you could tell the time of year that I visited was getting close to Halloween. I'm wondering if Spirit Halloween will go back in there again this year. Maybe it has. Maybe it won't. I'm honestly surprised that they didn't cover this end up at this point in time. But I could see in what was a Sears. I think it was part of the 2018 round of closures that affected this one. And of course, there's only a handful of Sears left now. I start coming through the main concourse, see how things are. Most of the lights are off, and you can see where this splits onto the east and west ends of the former Carson Perry Scott's, which is either that year or the year before. They closed along with all the related stores, including Bonton and
I don't remember the exact names of the other ones. I'm sure I'll see it in the comments. Be sure to let me know because my memory is not so good at the moment. As mentioned before, they added one or two new fountains, and this was one of them. It looks nice, but for a dead part of the ball, it feels like a little bit of wasted effort, but that's my personal opinion. Who doesn't love a good fountain, though? I start walking through, and another thing that really sticks out is the Bed Bath & Beyond over to the left, which actually left for a different location within the past couple of years. Now, for anyone in the retail scene or even the mall scene knows, when a relic like that leaves a mall, it's pretty close to the time that its mall might be on its way out. There have been a lot of mom and pop type shops that have been added in since, but without an actual anchor besides a movie theater. We'll see how it goes. I know people in the county and the town really want something to be done with this. Whether it'll get replaced or actual larger businesses put in, we'll see. I know one of the other ideas was to put conference halls into the former Carsons for women, if I remember right. Hey, Old Suncoast. ADHD kicking in. But there are still a couple stores with neon on them. Barrels and Bins. Fun one to go to. It's changed hands once already within the last couple of years. And it's good because it stayed open. Still the same stuff there. Good grief. The stuff to the right, I remember applying for Best Buy years back. Nothing ever happened to that. But Best Buy opened up in the former Toys R Us, and it's still sitting there to this day. And of course, this is empty as ever since the Carsons is gone, and what was the dance studio, pretty sure I covered it in the last video. I'm wondering if the old label stuff is still there. Probably is, just like with all the other things. I wouldn't be surprised, given that it is Kohan. At this point in recording, I was taking a good view of the fountain, and well, there's a whole bunch of security actually right next to me. After I got done with the clip, they talked to me, said that they got a couple calls from people saying that they saw a weird person recording and taking photos, and they asked me to leave, so I stepped away. Got a couple other spots, and you see the former Ruby Tuesday, which is still a Kansai over here. Gaming Lounge, which was an AT&T or the actual arcade back in the day. I can't remember which. It's been so long. If it wasn't for the people in security, I probably would have gotten a good walkthrough on the JCPenney. But that is neither here nor there now. And as you just heard, we have a policy of not recording or photography. So I start walking back, and just really frustrated, obviously, because I'm already tired at that point and couldn't think of a good excuse saying, hey, I'm visiting mall that I grew up in. But it was good to be able to come back out here again and give it a nice visit. In the time since, it's fallen quite a bit, since it is going by Kohan. And I hope to get back there within the next few years before it gets hit with a possible closure. And just like last time I was here, I decided to take a look to see how the old A&W was. And I get ready to head out and go on more adventures. It was a hell of a year. Always going in through the food court, always coming out the food court. Just like all the time throughout the years. Anyways, thank you for watching. And here's a special thanks to the Wall Rat patron level supporters. Danny Garcia,